What's up, guys? It's been a while. So, today I am ranking Metallica's albums from worst to best. Now, if you want this to be like every other Metallica video you've seen, if you want me to put Master Puppets at number one and say the end, this video might not be for you. But if you want a video with some interesting takes and to start an interesting conversation in the comments, this might be for you. So let's go. Number 11, Reload. So, oh, there is just so much filler on this album. You will listen to a song and then forget what it sounds like 10 minutes later. Whereas this album does have some highlights like Fuel and Unforgiven 2. If you're a new Metallica fan and you're looking at the Metallica discography and you're like, load and reload. Just go load, you'll have a much better time. Number 10, Saint Anger. Now, whereas the title track might be my favorite song on the album, the shorter songs on this album is where it really shines. Dirty Window, Frantic, My World are all really good songs because the longer portions of this album can get a little tedious. Number nine, at number nine, right? Yeah, number nine. Um, 72 Seasons. This album just misses the mark in so many ways. And it's unfortunate because um, the lyrics seem really personal to James. It's just, there's a difference between a bad album and a boring album. This is just a boring album. The riffs are just kind of generic. The bridges are probably the hardest thing to sit through because they just get to a not great guitar solo by Kirk. Most of the solos on this album are not good. But there are some songs that don't follow the formula, like 72 Seasons and Lux Eterna, and I really enjoy those songs for what they are, especially their huge standouts on this album. Number 8, Kill 'Em All. Yeah, this is my first take that you're gonna be like, what the hell? The production on this album is not great, and I understand that's what people really like about this album, the rawness. But for a guy that never wanted to be a singer, James does not sound good on this album. There are still songs that I listen to occasionally in my current rotation, like No Remorse and Four Horsemen, but and some of these songs kind of run together. That's why it's at number 8. Number 7, Load. Yeah. Whereas King Nothing is one of my favorite Metallica songs ever, and Bleeding Me is super underrated. I've always just loved the experimental hard rock groove that this album goes with. I've always really liked songs like The House That Jack Built. Would love for them to play it live one day. Um, Number 6, Hardwired to Self Destruct. Now, this is a good representation of what modern Metallica can be. I really like the variety on this album, and even though the first half is a lot better than the second half of this album, there's just a lot of flavor on this album. It's got, if you're a fan of Metallica at all, there is something for you to sink your teeth into. If you're a fan of thrashy, all out, 100 miles an hour Metallica, there's something for you. If you're a fan of radio hits, there's some Black Album elements to this album. If you're a fan of funky, load, reload, late 90s Metallica, there's something for you on this album. If you're a fan of Metallica at all, there are elements, there's at least one element of this album that you will enjoy. Number 5, Master of Puppets. Yeah, I like this album, just not nearly as much as everyone else does. The title track, one of the best songs they've ever done. Leper Messiah, one of the most underrated songs they've ever done. But Battery, after the intro, I'm kind of done listening to this song. Damage, I basically listened to this album just for the guitar solo. I like this album, just not as much as other people. Excuse me. Number 4, Death Magnetic. Now, this is an album that everyone wanted for years. Finally got it. It was praised when it first came out, but over the years, it's garnered some hate, and I've never really understood that. To this day, Cyanide is really the only song that I skip. Every other song on this album I like to some degree. Number 3, the Black Album. Now, everything that Metallica set out to accomplish, they accomplished 100%. The production is amazing. This is the best that James would ever sound vocally. They really crafted their songwriting. Whether you like it or not, this was early 90s Metallica, and they hit the decade with a bang. Whether you like this album or not, you can't deny its impact. And like I said, everything they set out to accomplish, songwriting, production-wise, performances by every 4 members, just top notch on this album. Number 2. Now, number 1 and number 2 could flip-flop, depending on the day. Number 2 is Ride the Lightning. There are a lot of reasons why Kill 'Em All sounds so different than Ride the Lightning. Kill 'Em All songs were written years before Ride the Lightning, and they were written years before Ride the Lightning, even though the albums are only a year apart, I believe. Kill 'Em All came out in 83. Ride the Lightning came out in 84, I believe. But even just as a fan, the Ride the Lightning is leaps and bounds better than Kill 'Em All. It sounds like a mature band that's got their shit together, but they're still kicking ass. That's why Ride the Lightning's number 2. Number 1, And Justice for All. Now, there are a couple bullet points why And Justice for All is my favorite Metallica album. Everyone knows that Lars's performance on this album is great. That's highly praised. Kirk's solos on this album do not get enough love. They're some of the best guitar solos that he would ever write. Now, it's difficult for me to pick my least favorite song on this album. Maybe Justice, because it's a tad too long, but I've always liked that song, so it's difficult for me to pick my least favorite song on the album. I don't look at the track listing and say, yep, that one sticks out as just being the worst, being my least favorite. Also, one of the biggest reasons why this is my favorite Metallica album of all time, speaking lyrically, this is the best Metallica album ever. It's only really rivaled by Ride the Lightning, I'd say. If you wanted to put the lyrics head to head, Ride the Lightning and Justice, you could argue that, and you'd have some interesting points. But yeah, Justice is the best lyrical Metallica album. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. What is your least favorite to favorite Metallica albums? Let me know in the comments. Let's get the conversation started, because some of you guys are not gonna like my placement, and that's all right. Let's disagree. Let's have fun. Let's keep it light. Thank you guys so much for watching. God bless.